welcome to Reebok Crossfit Firepower in Milton, Ontario. And we are here tonight for week 2 of the 2012 Crossfit Open Championships, which is the competition that leads us to the 2012 World CrossFit Games in California. We were here last week for week number 1. We've got a new workout tonight. We're starting with heat number 1 shortly on TV Cogeco. Mitch is my co-host again this week.
We're good friends.
Yes, old friends. And Mitch is going to explain to you guys what we're looking for tonight in terms of rules and regs for workout number 2.
Well, Kim, we got a beauty here tonight. 10 minutes of snatch work. 30 reps, 30 reps, 30 reps. Men starting weight 75 pounds. After they've completed their 30 reps, they're going to put on 135 pounds. After they've completed that 30 reps, they're going to step up to 165 pounds. Now, if they can complete that within the 10 minutes, they're going to load up to a whopping 210 pounds and get as many reps as possible.
That's a huge number.
Ginormous.
Yeah.
Same for the ladies, except the weight starts at 45 pounds, increases to 75 pounds, to 100 pounds, up to 120 pounds.
Okay, so it's one lift, 10 minutes, as many reps as possible.
Don't move your feet, just push those hips back and forth, hope for the best.
Okay, great. And as the workouts are going on and the competitions, we'll be explaining a little bit more to you about the snatch movement in general. And just a quick update from last week, from week 1 scores. In our gym, we had Annie Gordon with a top score of 105 burpees, and we had Dan Rogers with a top score of 114 burpees. The top number in the world, a guy from Russia named Danila Shokin, and he scored 161 burpees in 7 minutes.
I would throw up in my sleep just
Incredible.
thinking about that.
Incredible. 84 countries are participating. There are 110 Milton Firepower athletes participating in this WOD, and 5.6 million burpees were done last week.
Wow, there's a lot of burpees, and away we go.
3, 2, 1, go. Here we are.
Heat number 1 of the night. Few people to watch in this heat. We have Kat Senkar in the back in the blue Reebok t-shirt. We saw her last week. She's part of Reebok CrossFit Firepower's competitive team, and in front of her, Tammy Valier.
That's right. With the glasses.
With the glasses, she's coming in. They're looking for big numbers today, looking to get in that 90 rep zone.
Yeah, that's a huge number. And in front of Tammy, the tall blonde ponytail is Lorelei, and we've got Ashley in front of her in a pink tank top. How about the guys, Mitch?
Well, we got Adam here on the left in his red t-shirt. Now for Adam, he's a big, tall guy, and this is a lift, just like we saw last week with the burpee. This is a full-body movement. The athlete is required to travel completely up and completely down, getting that full extension. So for a big guy like that to compress his hips all the way down at the bottom and stand back up really takes its toll.
It's true. It's almost like we've had 2 workouts 2 weeks in a row that have favored shorter athletes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Behind him we have Momo. We saw Momo last week really pushing hard. You can see those big trunks he's got. Rugby player from before. If his technique is solid, it's going to serve him well in this workout.
And who's behind Mo there?
I cannot see.
Okay. So,
Matt.
French connection.
French connection, Mr.
Okay.
Matt.
Matthew, now this movement would favor Matthew because he is not as tall as Adam. So for him to take a weight from the ground to overhead, it's a shorter distance. And I know he likes this lift. And he's also looking to get a big number with a big weight tonight.
That's right. And behind him we have
Nick.
New Nick is coming. He's working really hard. One thing I like about Nick is you'll see in his setup. He's for a newbie, he's got very vertical setup. It's really nice to see his shins stay pretty parallel to the bar, pretty adjacent to the bar. Allows that trajectory to go straight up and down.
Yeah, and it's so nice. I know he's really enjoying his new CrossFit lifestyle, and he's loving these CrossFit games here at the gym. A little bit more about the lift. What it is, it's sort of it's the quickest way to get weight from the ground to overhead. So some of you at home may be familiar with a clean and jerk or a clean and press. This is just a little bit different in that it's a little bit speedier. It's only one movement to get weight from the ground to overhead.
That's right. That wide grip on the bar allows it to clear over your head as quickly as possible.
And they do say the snatch, it is an Olympic lift,
yes.
Right? So many of you are looking at this movement thinking, wow, I'm not an Olympic lifter. It's a fantastic full body, multi-joint movement that we believe in. And we don't just use it for high numbers and high weights and strength. You can put a low weight on the bar and use it for a metabolic conditioning or a cardio.
That's right, high reps. I think the hard thing about this workout today is, like last week, we're gonna see the heart rate jet pretty early on. With a light weight and a high rep count, your lungs start to fill pretty quickly. But then what we're gonna do, the brainiacs at CrossFit HQ came up with this fantastic little nodule of a workout. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jack the weight up higher than you're used to. So now, when your lungs are burning, you're gonna have to require more strength than you had in the beginning, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and you know that they put that thought process right into it to play with us.
Nothing sneaks by these guys.
Now, if you're looking at all the women athletes in this heat, they are currently all on the second level of weight. They've finished 30 reps at 45 pounds, and they've all put 30 extra pounds on the bar, and they're trying to complete another 30 reps at 75 pounds. And you can see for Tammy, our athlete with the glasses, this is the weight she can do. She's trying to fly through this so she can pack on the weight for the next level.
Now, Kim, what's the expected number for these athletes? What are they looking for, competitive athletes?
Oh, the competitive athletes? Well, they're definitely looking to get through round one, 30 reps at 45 pounds, and they're definitely looking to get through 30 reps at 75. I believe the athletes want to get through that next level, which is 30 reps at 100 pounds, but it's very tough. You've already pulled the bar over your head 60 times, and now you're trying to do it with a heavier weight, another 30.
By the time you get that far in the workout, your shoulders are burning.
Yeah, and you can see some of our athletes drop the bar. When the weight gets heavy, here in a CrossFit gym, we do use special weights called bumper plates, and you are allowed to drop that bar.
An interesting aspect of this workout, too, is the transition. These athletes are required to strip the weight and add their own, not something you see regularly in a competition-style workout.
That's true. So we're encouraging, I know I was judging earlier today, I was encouraging my athletes to take their breath while they're changing the weights. Do it slowly and methodically, and take deep breaths and get ready for the next set of lifts.
The hard thing about a workout like this also is that not only are we going to test your gas tank, we're going to test your technique. Yeah. How long have you been lifting? How proficient are you in your movement? This is a very technical movement that requires a lot of work in a small amount of time.
That's true. It's a huge movement, and it uses most of your larger muscle groups, which is why it has one of the best set of adaptations for our fitness, which means yes, it's a technical movement, but it is one of the best things we can do for our body. Now, I'm just watching Adam over here. He's being judged by Annie, one of our competitive athletes. Adam's got 135 pounds on the bar, which is a tough weight for him, and he is muscling through. He's getting a few lifts up. They're not pretty, but they're going to count, and so he's struggling here to get through these 30.
With 4 minutes left in the workout, your concern is not pretty. It's just getting those reps, and you can see he's opting for the split snatch.
That's right.
That's once the weight crosses your hip. Instead of dropping your butt back to support it, what you're going to do is you're going to split your legs. This is to get as wide a base as possible to support that weight. If you think about it, that bar is the center point of a teeter-totter. And the wider your base, the easier it is to support.
That's true, and I know Adam must be actually honestly pretty happy with his performance right now. Adam in the red shirt again. 135 is not a number that he regularly throws overhead, and I know he's going to be really happy with it.
A beautiful thing about this workout is a lot of these competitors are going to come away with the new 1 rep max. These types of WODs stretch the athletes to really push themselves. In this environment, you can't just say, oh, I'm done. There's still time on the clock. There's weight readily available for you. You have to put it on, and you have to try it.
That's right, and every rep counts. Every rep counts, pretty or ugly. So we're getting down to the last few minutes of the workout. I know Mo's in all black. Behind Adam in the red shirt there, and he again, this is a heavy weight for him. He's going to struggle through, but he's going to try right to the end, right to the buzzer.
You can see Kat in the blue down at the back struggling here with this weight. She's trying to stay focused, she's trying to keep her head in the game. At this point, it becomes difficult. Once you fail a few reps, you start to listen to your body rather than keeping it strong. You start to listen to it telling you it's tired. And it wants to stop, but you can't stop.
This weight right now for Tammy in the black and Kat behind her in the blue Reebok t-shirt, this weight is definitely playing with their minds right now. There's a lot going on between their ears right now, and they just have to do what they've trained to do. Both of them have 100 pounds on the bar right now, and Tammy right there was looking to squat under the bar, and this will save her from having to lift the bar higher than she needs to.
If you can shrug that bar up to just below the breast line or above the belly button, your hips have to move like lightning down to the ground to squat right underneath it.
To get under it, that's right. So I hope they get a whole bunch of reps at 100 pounds. They may fail some, but some of them they're gonna stick. And I know that Mo in the black, he's getting a little bit of coaching from Chris, because that 135 pounds is seeming impossible to him right now. So if Chris can give him a couple pointers, his judge, and he can get one rep, it's gonna count. And it'll move him up in the standings.
So on that shoe behind him, just throw up 135 pretty well.
That's awesome.
He's looking strong. We got a minute 30 left here.
And Matthew's been sick over the past couple of weeks, so I know he was worried about moving lots of weight.
That definitely plays a huge role in a workout like this.
It's true. Now this movement, the snatch, going back to just the technical aspects of it, they say that's the best adaptations for the body. So not only can you gain strength from it, but they believe that your actual cardio output is increased by using lifts like an Olympic lift. So whereas if you train for cardio in a 10K run, you might get more cardio endurance, but what you will lack in is speed, power, coordination, flexibility, and this lift has it all.
Not only is the lung capacity increasing, but every muscle group needs to be firing in sync.
Yes, and that includes the nervous system. So you're getting quick hits, and it's got benefits for your nervous system and your hormones, your endocrine system.
A tall over for 10 minutes.
Nice work.
You can hear the crowd. We're coming down to the last 30 seconds.
Every rep counts. Here goes Lorelei. She's going to get the last few. She can handle 75 pounds, but it's tough for her.
Kat and Tammy in the back.
Oh, Tammy got one. Nice.
Tammy pulls one out.
That's what she wanted.
You see how she dropped her hips. She stayed tight at the bottom of the leg, got control of that bar, and then elevated back up. That's what you need to do.
That's right, and that's a great point, Mitch, is that the athletes have to show they have control of the bar and lock it out overhead before they drop it. Nice.
Oh.
We're watching Tammy in the black. Every rep counts, and they're done. Great job, guys.
You can see everybody's collapsing now. That takes such a toll, such a tax on the body.
So these athletes are going to recover. We're going to clear the floor, and we'll be back with heat number 2. Heat number 2 is about ready to roll. We've got some fresh athletes on the floor with butterflies in their bellies.
Yes, the farther we go along in the night, the more these athletes get to watch, a little more nervous they get.
It's true, and I would prefer to go first. What about you?
Yes, going first with absolutely nobody in the gym, preferably in complete silence. I can wallow in my own despair and lift the weight at my own leisure.
I know, except for a judge. You do need a judge. As we said last week, every athlete gets a judge to validate their score and make sure the movement is legal.
Yes.
And it counts as a rep. We'll have the scores for heat number 1 up for you a little bit later. I know that in the gym tonight, the high score for women is 91.
No,
90 for women, which is a fantastic score.
Yeah.
And we'll get the high score for the men for you shortly. They're going in about 30 seconds. Heat number 2 we have for the ladies, Cindy Holloway in all black, brown hair with the ponytail right up in front. And she's fairly new to the gym as well, and she's loving it. Her sons participate in gymnastics, and so they fly around on the pull-up bars in here sometimes.
For all you CrossFitters watching, handstand walks, muscle-ups, no problem for those kids. What are they, 7?
Yes.
The envy of a lot of people in this gym.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what her kids can do. And behind her, in a blue Bishop Redding t-shirt.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah,
My
Becca.
favorite, little Becca.
Becca is brand spanking new to the gym.
Away she goes.
She is finishing her last year at high school, and she is just loving it. Brand new to the gym, signed up right away with full enthusiasm. I love her spirit.
You can see the focus on her face here.
Yeah, this is a new lift for her.
45 pounds, yep.
45 is probably difficult for her to get through 30, and she's going to fight through, and I know she'll get a chance at 75 tonight.
Yes.
And who's behind Becca there?
Oh, we got Sharon Wildfang, mama to the gym. What can we say about Sharon?
Oh.
Coming for a while now.
Love Sharon.
We saw her last week.
Yep, I remember when I was first turned on to CrossFit, I used to know Sharon back in the day, and fantastic athlete, played high-level sports all her life, soccer and hockey, and continues to do so. Tried to get her in here for about a year, and she was nervous. She's been in here for about 3 years now, and she has completely transformed her body. It's incredible to me. I really look at her and I think, wow, she's worked so hard and she deserves this kind of fitness.
At the back end of the second row, we're going to have a bit of a battle going on here. Yes. Not actually a father and son team, but something I consider it's very similar athletic types. We have Jordo in the back and Dan Albigari in the front here, facing each other. Jordan's
in the red Reebok t-shirt, just doing his lift there. And as you can see, like Mitch said, very similar build on those two guys, which makes their strengths and weaknesses kind of similar.
That's right. Not big in mass, but huge strength for their size.
Yes.
Quick twitch. You can see the hip speed. Dan's been lifting for quite a while. You can see the precision in the 75-pound lift. His heels, he's driving off his heels, up into the air. He's coming down. His feet are not moving. It's his hips doing the bulk of the work. Jordo is relatively new. He's been working quite a bit. They've both been on their strength program, and they expect big numbers here tonight.
That's true, and I can't wait to see what they put up. Actually, Jordan was just completing the lift, and he's doing a great example of exactly what you want to do with the snatch. And you can actually look at any of our athletes to see it. They are trying to jump, basically, jump hard to create momentum and elevation on the bar. That's the name of the game for this lift. Chris Hornung, who's our athlete in front in the blue t-shirt and the blue running shoes. You can see that jump, get that bar weightless, and then just sit right down underneath it.
Now Chris is another one of those guys with really long legs.
Yes.
Makes this a little bit more challenging for him, but we have to talk about the man in the middle here, Alex Wong.
Yes.
Alex Wong came in this time last year, struggling with 165-pound clean. 165-pound squat clean. He's been working diligently on a strength program to up it. He's put on about 15 pounds.
Yes, I remember when Alex first came in. I mean, his level of fitness cardio-wise was okay, but he could not lift much weight, and he wanted to change it, and he has. He can probably lift double the amount that he used to do.
Not only that, but you see the proficiency in his technique. It's gone up twofold. See those hips opening nicely and that butt dropping as those arms lock out.
And Alex is a CrossFit enthusiast. He's a CrossFit junkie for sure. And actually a quote I can remember him saying to me the other day was, "CrossFit is my life now." And that's really interesting because it sort of does become part of everything you do. The mental toughness. It's a social club, and you happen to get really fit doing it.
Not a bad trade-off.
Good. So we've got Cindy and Becca still with the 45-pound bar. They're going to finish their 30 for sure within this 10 minutes, and they're going to get a chance for their 75. But Sharon behind them in the pink tank top, she's now moved on to her 75 pounds, so she's going to get through her 30 reps there.
Very good, very good. We see the boys in the back onto their 135, taking a break. This is starting to become taxing. This is up around body weight for them. So you can see the form start to falter a little bit. It's very hard to stay mentally tough in a position like this, where you have to keep reminding yourself that the lift is the same. Nothing changes.
No.
If anything, you just have to hone in on the technique. You have to keep reminding yourself, hips, butt, long arm, high elbow. It's all those little cues that we work on daily that need to come back into play here during this 10-minute
That's true.
march.
There's a lot of things going on in the snatch. There's a lift, a shrug, a high pull, a catch. There's 3 big pulls, pulling it off the ground, pulling it in the air, and then pulling your body underneath it. It's a lot to think about. And when you talk to a lot of the athletes, it's too much to think about. So you kind of hone in on one thing, and you said it first, and that's hips. That's what I think about before I lift. How fast can I open and shut my hips so I can gain momentum on this bar?
And that just comes back down to the full body movement.
Yeah.
The quicker, it's about 1 second of work, but it's the hardest second of work you're gonna do in the gym. To be able to lift that weight up solely using those hips, completely opening, completely closing.
It's true, and if you're watching right now at home and you're thinking, oh, that's what they do inside that gym, they lift weights over their head. This is not something we do every day. In fact, every day in here our workout's completely different.
You can see Alex Wong taking a knee now, trying to get a little break as he gets his grip back on the bar.
Yeah, let's talk about the grip. So there is a kind of a special grip for the snatch lift, isn't there?
Yes, so it's called the hook grip. I wish we had something to show it, but it's basically when you wrap your thumb around the bottom of the bar, you place your index and your middle finger over top of your thumb, locking it in. So once there's tension on that bar, you're basically bearing the weight of it against the inside of your thumb.
Okay, yeah, and for some of the athletes, I know there are special bars that we call around here the women's bars, which just means there's a narrower circumference. So someone with smaller hands can get their hand around the bar and use the hook grip.
That's right. You can see now the technique really starting to elude the athletes. Jordo and Dan Albagheri at the back, that leg spreading wide rather than the hip doing most of the work. They're looking for any stability they can to keep that weight up. And at this time, it's coming in the leg spread rather than the butt moving backward.
And then we'll just take a look at Alex Longford, getting some coaching from one of our coaches, Chris, in the red too. Chris did the workout earlier today. He's one of our trainers, also hoping to go to the games. Just giving Alex a little bit of technique support, and here he goes. He's going to try for a lift. I know that this is a tough weight for him, and he's hoping to just get a couple of these.
Now at this point, Chris is just trying to keep him calm. There's lots of time, 3 minutes left, and Alex's goal is probably to get as many 135 snatches as he possibly can. So every attempt really counts, and you can see he's having a really hard time staying true to that form.
Yeah, and he did just fail that last lift, but that's what it's all about. Oftentimes in a regular gym, you go to a regular gym and you do all the things you can do.
That's
and you do all the things that you do well. In here, we encourage people to fail. Push the envelope a little bit. See where your weaknesses are.
Remind me to talk about my mind conundrum when we're done this.
Okay.
But I just want to talk about Sharon Wildfang in the back here. She's really, really battling, looking for every rep she can. Setting up, getting that big chest up nice and high.
She can do this. She can do 75 pounds for 30 reps. I know she can.
There she goes.
And I actually see her son, Ryan, behind her, warming up. He must be in the next heat. So you can see, you don't want to get flustered. And when you fail a few, that's kind of something that gets to you more than anything else, is all the little things going on inside the brain.
That's right. Big important factor here too is hand placement on the bar. A lot of athletes come in, a lot of newer athletes, their grip is way too narrow. With a narrow grip, it's not possible to get that bar up over top.
And I'm noticing that right here with Cindy Holloway. Did you notice that?
That's
so black tank top and black pants. Cindy, I'm noticing her arms are just a bit too narrow, and we would coach her in a workout to widen those arms and see if it helps.
You can see the grimace on Sharon Wildfang's face right now. Knowing she has to go, knowing there are reps waiting for her to accumulate. Just battling that fatigue. Her shoulders are screaming out on front. Her quads.
Yes.
That
from the
squat
jump.
up and down, up and down, up and down. That's a lot of movement. That's a lot of weight to bear in a short period of time.
Oh, Alex Long. Close miss, close miss.
But you saw the drop. But you saw the drop there, and that's what's important. If he can stay tight, that lift will come for him.
That is fantastic. There's a lot of athletes in this heat right now that are doing weights they didn't think they could ever do. So that's what it's all about. They have 55 seconds to get as many as they can. Come on, Chris. Oh, next time. Good try. They can do it.
You can see Becca's she's already broken into the tears. This can be frustrating for any athlete, regardless of your ability level, but she's fighting for one more rep. One more rep. She is in absolute pain.
I'm
she
so
will
proud
not
of her.
stop.
10 minutes to get 30 reps, but perseverance, right?
It's the name of the game.
Nice. 25 seconds. And there's no way that this type of perseverance and mental toughness cannot transfer over into your regular life, whatever task you're trying to do.
You can feel the energy in here right now. It is absolutely electric as these
14
athletes battle.
seconds. See what they can get. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. Let's get a couple more, guys. There we go. Becca's going to do it. Dan A's going for his last lift overhead. He got it. In time.
Great job. Great job.
Now get their congratulatory high five.
It's amazing what happens when we get tired as athletes. A lift like this that requires this much technique. We know through our training that it's much easier to do it properly. But once you hit a wall, once you get tired, in your head you go, no, I'm going to rely on the muscles I know I have and willingly do it wrong because I think I can get it done quicker this way. In actuality, you're burning twice as much fuel to get the same amount of work done.
Yeah, and that's why it's just repetition after repetition, and your body remembers how to do it the right way, and hopefully that'll help you in a situation like this.
So important to get into the gym to get reps. The more reps you get, the more you can ingrain it into your muscle memory, but this is the way it needs to be done. When you get into situations like this, it takes care of itself.
True, and I see some fantastic athletes warming up and putting weights on the bar for heat number 3. So we'll go take a moment, collect the scores, and we'll be right back.
Hi, and welcome back to the 2012 Reebok CrossFit Games Open here at Reebok CrossFit Firepower in Milton, Ontario.
That's a mouthful.
There's a lot of Reeboks, there's a lot of CrossFits in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of CrossFit, but it's all
That's
good.
all right.
We're getting
That's
ready
all
for
right.
heat number 3. We got some big lifters in this group and some great stories, actually. Just regular people doing amazing things once again with CrossFit. Let's start with the guys this time.
Well, we got Levi here. You saw him throw down on the burpees last week. We're going to see what this is a little bit different for him this week. We have weight. Not a problem. He's a strong guy and he's got a good gas tank. I expect a good score from Levi here.
And Levi's family's here to support him. He's got his wife Kim and his 2 new baby twin daughters, Nora and Cohen.
What more can you ask for?
I know. Good family man behind him. We've got another good family man, Brandon Smith, in the white shorts. Fairly new to CrossFit, but just a guy that was always in kind of great shape, so he's taken to it.
Over the next 3 weeks, you're going to get to know these athletes. You'll recognize them from the week before. If you're really into it, you can track their performance online. CrossFit, what is it? CrossFit Games?
CrossFit Games. Just Google 2012 CrossFit Games, and you'll go right to the leaderboard.
On the site, yes, leaderboarding. It's a popular thing. I'm on the site every day. I can't remember the URL. Anyway, here we go. Counting down from 10.
7. Here we go.
3 of the night.
Remember, the first weight is the light weight. I say to my athletes, use it as a warm-up. If it's weight you can easily do, just use it as a warm-up and control your breathing.
Control the breathing. Get your mind right. Feel the movement. Feel the hip. Feel the shrug. Feel the high elbow. Try to drive off those heels and keep the breathing in control.
It's all about the breathing. I saw someone today who sort of let their breathing get out of control, and it really affected the rest of their workout. It looks like we have Tito on the floor. Tito is 3rd from the front, behind Brandon in the white shorts there. Tito is about 3 months into his gym membership, also loving it. And the great thing about CrossFit is that it's global. There are 84 countries participating in this CrossFit Open, and Tito's brother lives in Miami, and he's also a CrossFitter. So they're able to compete with each other online and through the leaderboard, even though they live so far apart.
Really brings people together.
It does, and it makes everyone very similar language, similar talk. Behind him, we have Pino Porciello, who we were introduced to last week.
The genius.
The genius.
He gave me flack for that last week.
Because he's humble, which is a kind of adorable. And he's also a hockey coach, and he lives here in town with 2 of his kids, and his wife Kathy, who is right beside him to his left. She has a purple tank top on. She's in the back. Kath has seen huge strength gains here with CrossFit.
Louise Jarvie in front of her has already finished her 30 reps at 45, along with Sherry up here in the front. Sherry on the competitive team, you might recognize her from last week. Just get a nice breath as she sets up for 75 pounds, minute 30 in.
That was very quick. That was some of the quickest first rounds I've seen tonight, I think, by Louise and Sherry here in the front. In between them is Hillary. Hillary lives also in town, and she's loading up her 75 pounds, which I don't think will be a problem for her either.
A great burpee Hillary has. I don't know if you remember last week. I can't remember if she went or not, but she has this unique style of kicking that back leg out first.
She's the kicker. She's also kind of tall, too, so it's a tougher move for her, but she's strong. She's going to get through these 75.
That's right. Sherry in front here, you can see that chest is down when she kicks the bar up. That's something we try to deter our athletes from doing. But I know personally, as I've worked with Sherry, there's something she's been focusing on. And you see that it's very common in a lot of athletes, that flexibility through the trunk. It takes a lot of time to build and a lot of time to hone in on. But once it comes, it's a great asset to have in your wheelhouse, especially with a movement like this.
Yeah, and it's true. And sometimes even with weight that is very doable and light, you tend to let your technique go because you know you can whip through the numbers. And that's maybe what's happening to Sherry there when she's letting her chest drop before the lift. You want to raise your chest up in order to get really tight tension in your arms. You want your arms to be straight before you lift.
The goal is to have that bar fly up in a straight line.
That's right.
You never want the bar to be curving away from your body. So if your shins are acting as rulers, that high chest is just going to enforce. Once the bar passes your knee, if your elbow projects high and up, that bar will flow close to your chest, straight up over your head.
That's right, because if you think about it, we are designed to hold weight close to our body. When I go grocery shopping and I come home, do I carry my groceries out, extend my arms and carry the bag of groceries? No,
I saw a guy doing arm raises with a chicken last week.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
On the CrossFit website?
No, in the grocery store. Not a CrossFitter, just one of these.
Nice. We should get him in here. He'll be in here before too long, and that's my hope for everybody, is that find some way to introduce CrossFit into your life, just to even educate yourself to work out more intelligently and more efficiently. We keep saying these are our athletes. They are our athletes, but they are just regular people. There we go. Oh, Levi in the orange shirt has moved on to his 135 pounds, and you can see it. He's just on the cusp. It's doable, but it's tough. He's got lots of time. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left.
When you start to gasp, that is a grueling number to see on the clock.
It is. These athletes know they need to go for a full 10 minutes, and there's no stopping. And there's never any giving up in a CrossFit workout. Nobody in here would let them do it, not just their judge, but also the spectators. Oh, great job, Levi.
Off the floor. You can see you might fail a rep, you might fail 2 in a row, but you get back and you get that third one.
Yeah, that's true. And now every one of these athletes in these heats we're showing you tonight, they have a number in their head. They have a goal that they think they can do. Some of them will surpass it, and some of them won't hit it. But they'll be better next time. And I should mention that you get more than one try. So if they're really upset with their performance tonight, they can ask one of the trainers to come in and they can perform the workout twice to get a better number. That's it. So Sherry has finished her 75 pounds.
Moving on.
Is she at 100 already? I believe she might be.
Yes. Yep.
That's quick.
Up at 100.
Good job, Sherry. So she's getting lots of encouragement from the crowd. Good. And we've got the 3 ladies behind Sherry still working on their 75 pounds. I think all 3 of them are going to finish it, if I had to predict.
Looks like it. You can see Tito fighting for those reps, Levi fighting for those reps.
It's a fight, but it's worth it. So you see the huge range of motion. They're taking weight from the ground all the way overhead, and what they're trying to do is pull a weight upward with force and speed, and then completely reverse it and explode downwards while the bar is still moving. That's a lot to ask.
It's a lot to ask of anybody, especially someone who's been through 7 minutes of it so far.
Yeah, that's true.
The one thing that differs from last week is strategy. Last week you saw a lot of people coming into the burpees with a different mindset. I'm going to get this amount this minute, this amount next minute.
Yes.
I'm going to go all the way through at a nice easy pace, easier than I normally would do. With this workout, it's a lot different. Because it's not just the gas tank you're relying on, it's the mental aspect, it's the form. You have to have the technique. And plus, it's a lot of weight to be moving for this amount of time.
Yeah, it's a 10 minutes of straight lifting. You don't see that happening a lot in a regular gym. Oh, good try. Levi in the orange shirt just about got that one.
The goal here for most of these guys is to come out and just simply get as many as they can. A lot of them want to come out of the gate hard, get that first 30 done and out of the way. But as coaches, sometimes you have to say, slow down, get your breath, find the form. Once you dial that in, 30's gonna fly by anyway. You might as well have that warmed out and then move on to the next weight.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't want to gas yourself out. There is sort of a sense in that as well. Brandon just saved a lift in the white shorts there. Stepping back, you are allowed to step forward or back to get control of the bar.
Now, Kim, for most of us watching at home, what is a no rep? What doesn't count?
So if you don't have control of the bar, so if the bar is not locked out over top of your head and your knees are locked and you're in a straight, strong position, that is a rep. If you don't get that full extension, and if your arms are bent, you have not completed the lift.
A lot of the reps that aren't counting here tonight are when the grip is too narrow, that high pull comes up, but the bar lands on the collarbone, and the athlete attempts to press it out overhead.
Yes.
When that happens, that's a no rep.
That's a no rep as well.
You have to drop so that you catch the weight with your arm already locked out.
That's right, and the bar has to go up in one straight motion. It can't stop at any time. If we take a look at Pino in the back corner there, Pino has now reached the 135-pound mark, and he's a big guy, he's a strong guy, and he can do this. And I know right now he's probably going a little bit faster than he normally goes, so we encourage our athletes to do just that, get outside their comfort zone. There we go.
It's funny
Yeah,
you mentioned
nice.
the comfort zone, because everybody in here wants to work hard. There's a huge emphasis on working hard. Not often do you see enough emphasis on working smart. A lot of the time I tell my guys to be lazy. Take the least path of resistance. It's much easier to pull the bar lower and drop farther than to pull it and try to push it up over your head, fighting for that last rep. When you fight for that last rep in a manner as such, you're jeopardizing your lower back, your shoulders. It's not worth it when you could literally just fall underneath the bar.
It's true, and we always want to protect our lower back, and that is why every time you do one of these lifts, and some of the other lifts we teach people in here, you want to stick out your butt to catch it, to drop low, and that'll keep your spine in a nice neutral position.
Keeps your heels on the floor, keeps your posterior chain engaged, everything is stacked and the weight is supported.
That's right, it's a functional lift, this snatch. It's an Olympic functional lift.
40 seconds. Coming on now with everything they have.
Brandon's setting up here in the white shorts to get a few more. He's doing well with this weight. I wonder if he's almost done his 30 reps.
Boy, you got to be close at this point. There's nothing worse. There is nothing worse. At this point, you have 15 seconds left, but you know you're not going to hit that round number.
Oh, good job. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. We're going to try and get 2 more reps out of our athletes.
You can see Sherry pushing.
Oh, great job, Sherry. Purple shirt, Sherry. Great work. And done.
Hear the crowd get
That was great.
round of applause.
Catch your breath, get some water.
More
And
athletes
you can just see the spirit. The human spirit really comes out when you're faced with a challenge, and these physical challenges are really no different. And we should talk a bit about, I don't know if you heard about, this year CrossFit is offering a 2012 CrossFit Spirit Award. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so every week people can submit their stories or be nominated, and they're giving out $2012 every week to someone who's showing the best sort of CrossFit spirit, the best story. And last week, we had Karen Marshall win the CrossFit Spirit Award for week 1. She's from New Jersey.
Garden State.
Garden State, home of Bruce, and Bon Jovi, I guess.
And me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
New Jersey.
That's right. I was
Learned
born in
something.
Englewood, New Jersey.
Oh, nice,
Yes,
man.
I was.
Well, so is Karen Marshall, and who won the Spirit Award. She's in the age 55 to 60 category.
Oh, a master.
She's in the Masters division, and we will talk about the Masters division. She came in 6th last year in the Masters division for the women. She was awesome. 2 weeks after winning 6th place, she found out she had breast cancer. So over this past year, she's gone through a lumpectomy, radiation, and she's just finished chemotherapy a few months ago. And the one thing she could think about that she said got her through was getting back into a CrossFit gym. So now she's sporting her new bald do, and she's training, and she's completing these workouts every single week. And she's not where she used to be, but she's getting back every time, and all she can think about is getting better. And she really believes that CrossFit helped her through.
You know, it's fantastic to see that a sport such as CrossFit, a relatively new sport, can hold such a place in someone's life that even when that life is threatened, it can pull them through to the other side, back to the light.
It's true. She said she was, well, of course, forced to reprioritize, and one of the things that she felt was important to her was
Rowing.
getting back to CrossFit. And one really neat thing about Karen Marshall,
yes.
She is in the Guinness Book.
Wow.
And Arnold has given her a USA weightlifting award. She was the first woman in the world to clean and jerk 300 pounds.
Wow.
Back in the day, she was a weightlifter. She's currently a chiropractor in New Jersey, I believe, and she's also worked on Wall Street. She's a pretty high potential candidate.
What a fantastic
So
story.
she won the CrossFit Spirit Award, and she's not alone. There are so many other individuals that could deserve the CrossFit Spirit Award.
It's a community. It's a community filled with good people who not only push themselves but like to push the others around them. And you can see that behind this yellow tape, this caution tape. Everyone watching knows exactly what it takes to be out on that floor, regardless of ability level. They know everybody is hurting, everybody is struggling, everybody is looking for that next rep.
That's true. So it doesn't matter if you put up 90 reps today or you only put up 30 reps. That was your best effort. You were equally as uncomfortable. And it unifies everybody. Everybody's the same.
I wonder if we're going to have any barfers tonight.
We had a couple criers. We saw some tears.
This is a big crying workout.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big, because not only emotionally, but if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. And that's the story with weight.
And it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
It's true. We've got heat. The next heat's warming up right behind us, so we're going to get into that, and we'll get the scores from the last heat for this shortly. Welcome back. We're just about ready for the fourth heat of the night, and it's a small heat. We've got, it looks like we just have 4 athletes.
But boy, the power is huge in this one, Kim.
This is the one I've been looking forward to the most secretly, I have to tell you.
You can you'll see the crowd start to swell around the barrier right now. We have Jennifer Turtle. Jennifer, you remember Turtle from last week?
That's right.
How do you forget a name like that?
In the gray tank top, and the gray socks.
There's a stigma that comes with CrossFit. You'll say this is your workout.
Yeah.
And everybody gets a little nervous when someone deems it your workout because the pressure comes on, but this truly is her workout.
It is. So this is right, I mean, I think it might be her best movement, and it's a workout with only that in it.
Extremely proficient at the snatch. I predict you're not going to see much hip movement in terms of a drop. It's going to be a muscle snatch for the majority of the workout.
Okay.
She's got such a strong pull and such a strong drive from the ground that you're not going to have to see much of a dip with her.
Would you say, because you help coach our competitive team, would you say she's one of our better women lifters for the Olympic lifts?
Absolutely, absolutely. She has a technical mind. She understands the process, the compounding of movements that need to go in to make this lift successful.
And she's methodical.
Extremely
and that's very
methodical.
important with this kind of lift. I emailed her earlier this week and said that I couldn't wait to see her complete this workout. She said she was scared out of her pants. Well, she said something different. But
That's the your workout stigma. You put that on, all of a sudden the pressure comes. In the back, we're going to have a bit of a battle here. Mr. Shirts Off, Dan Rogers, and behind him, Ryan Wildfang. Ryan Wildfang, son of Sharon, who went earlier tonight. These guys, both former OHLers, and you're going to see the competitive spirit come out. You can see the focus on their faces. They know the rep number they want to get to. Right now, they're trying to conserve. They're trying to work out the kinks in the movement, get their rhythm, but they're both looking for that 90 spot.
Yeah, they are, and you're right, they're trying to conserve their energy for this lighter weight. In front of them, we've got Greg Baker in the blue shirt, another tall guy, so he's got a ways to go to lift this thing over his head and lock out his arms. I think his family's here supporting him as well, his wife and kids. We saw him last week as well.
You saw him battle with the burpees last week. He's back for a little bit more, and I expect big things from here. He's got a good lift, a good solid lift, and again, he's been working. He's just got
88 burpees last week.
It's a lot of burpees. You can see he's got those new lifting shoes on as well.
Oh, yes.
I had a chat with him after last week, and he said he really, really likes them. You can see Jen already on to this 75 pounds here.
She's the fastest so far to make the transition to the 75 pounds, which is another weight for her that is easy. I'm going to say easy.
There's nothing standing in her way here for this workout. It's just her. It's her in the bar. That's how she likes it. And if she can keep calm for the duration of the 10 minutes, we're going to see big things out of her.
Yeah. And watch her lift. We've been talking about the snatch all night. It's the only movement in tonight's workout. I think next week you're going to see about 3 or 4 movements. But just watch. She's got a great lift. She's doing exactly what you want to do to execute an efficient lift. She did about 5 there.
Yeah,
She's breaking
taking
it up.
her time, plenty
She's
of time on the
processing,
clock.
I don't know, 6 sets of 5. I'm assuming she'll pull off here and get to the next level.
You can see the boys in the back loading up 135. Raji's a little bit ahead here. You can see now Rogers likes to use his hips. He takes a lot of pride in his hip movement. You can see he's opting for that drop. Kind of the opposite of Jen. You can see Jen with that high elbow drive, very exaggerated, and the hip not moving too much on the dip. Rogers is the complete opposite. A totally acceptable elbow drive, but he really likes to get his body weight underneath of the bar.
And it makes sense to me because your hips are the most powerful part of your body anyway. So if you can get those into the motion, it should feel more efficient for you.
Absolutely. And you can see one thing I like about Ryan Wildfang's lifts is his exaggerated chest. You can see his watch his chest on the catch. His head, the bar is stacked right over the crown of his head, and he manages to get his shoulders through.
That's right. That is exactly where you want to put that bar over the crown of your head because that's where all the structural support is. You can follow it all the way down the joints, the muscles and bones of your spine, down to the base of your hips, and all the way down the legs. So that's good.
Now these guys, Dan Rogers and Jennifer Turtle on the same competitive team this year, and they're looking this week to crack that 30 spot. The top 30 teams move forward to regionals. Firepower was in 34, respectively, after last week. Not a lot of difference in the reps, but that's the thing with CrossFit. That's why every rep counts. In this workout particularly, the difference between a 60 and a 61 can land you 200 places on the list.
I got 60. It's true.
There you go.
It's true.
There you go.
I could take it to the next level, and I know that will differentiate me from the.
That's the difference in
I will
weight
be
class.
differentiated. Yeah. Turtle's probably close to finishing her 75 pounds, and she can load up to 100. I should mention our judges here. In the middle of the floor, we've got George Savard, who's a co-owner with his wife, Andrea, and he's judging Rogers. He's there with the Reebok t-shirt on his back. Him and Rogers work really closely together in just the running of the gym. So George is a great person to judge Dan because he knows him so well. And
behind them, with Ryan Wildfang, is Daniel Sansini. We saw him go earlier in the night. Again, teammates. And he's really looking to push him through. He's really these guys have worked together for a long time. They know each other's cues. They know how their brain functions. They know at which point in the workout the athlete is going to start to tire and mentally falter. Their job is to keep them on point and staying positive.
And Turtle, I'm noticing, is done her 75-pound reps. She's moving on to 100 pounds, which she needs to complete 30 reps. She has almost 5 minutes to do it. Do you think she can do it?
I do believe so. I think she's going to get this done in 3 minutes. She'll have 2 minutes remaining to get 120 pounds done as best she can.
That's right. And just looking over at Greg Baker in the blue t-shirt, you saw him. You may have seen him. He had a fall earlier trying to catch the bar. Midline not as tight as he would like it to be, and he just fell into the bar, which is fine, and it happens all the time. But you can see it got him a little bit flustered.
This is what gets frustrating with CrossFit.
And so it's hard to complete the next rep when you've got that in your head and the last one failed. But he can do it. He's done a bunch already. Setting up. Okay, he's gonna try again. Try again.
What sets in is that timid factor. Once you fail a rep, it's very hard. It's very hard to keep your mind in the game and say, yes, I can do this, and remember that you can do this.
That's right. So he just got one. So that's exactly it. Now he's thinking, okay, I got this. He's going to get in there for another rep. Turtle's flying up 100 pounds. Yep, get back in. So we encourage our athletes to stay close to the bar.
That's right.
You walk too far away, you take too long of a break.
You don't want to take a nice big circle around the gym and do breaks.
That's right. 3 deep breaths and then back at it.
Absolutely. Hands right back on the bar and away you go. You can see now she's really getting that hip and she's going to go for the squat. One thing about Jen too, it's not that she just has a high pull, she has a deep squat. But you can see now that midline's really starting to take effect. That fail. The lungs are screaming. She's not able to stay tight for that complete second to work. So she's got to refocus and get back in on the bar.
That's right. So we're not trying to get comfortable in between each lift. We have to do the work while we're still uncomfortable.
That's
right. The name of the game. Oh, Ryan Wildfang and Dan Rogers.
Both onto the 165.
I wonder who's going to beat it out here. What are they loading up to now? now, Mitch?
They're going up to 165.
Okay.
It's quite a jump. The thing with this workout, it's not a comfortable jump. It's not logical. It forces you, each jump forces you out of your comfort zone even more, regardless of the fact that you're already tired.
That's right, because normally when we work on our lifts, we don't add 60 pounds from one rep to the next.
You can see,
what a great lift.
Rogers, that hip really starting to take effect. The fact that he's dropping, and it doesn't look any different to his earlier lift. Bang, same thing, nice big chest, nice hip movement.
That's excellent.
Excuse me.
That's a beautiful lift at such a heavy weight.
I mean, and they still got tons of time left on the clock. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, nothing to shake a stick at.
And Ryan Wildfang at the back there is completing some nice reps too. I wonder who'll come out on top. They're pretty close, right on par for each other tonight right now.
Absolutely, it's the battle of the night right here in this heat.
So this is our second week in a row where we've had only one movement in the workout. Last week was burpees. Tonight is a snatch.
You can see Rogers on that last rep. The big thing is control. He waited at the bottom of his squat till he had control of that bar. He felt the weight in the sweet spot of his foot before he rose.
Yeah, your belly has to be so tight. One of our coaches and owner,
Watch him,
George.
he feels it, takes his time, then rises.
Tighten up, that's good. Tighten up your belly like you're about to get punched in the stomach.
That's one thing you hear all the time around here. Get punched in the stomach, get punched in the stomach.
Fantastic. Up we go. Nice
You
job.
see Jen staying real tight on that lift. These guys are just getting tired. This is becoming a mental battle now. Can I stay close to that bar? Can I keep my hips moving? Can I keep my shoulders shrugging and my elbow high?
There's a minute and 20 seconds left. And if we watch Jen here, what she's hoping to do is get to the next level. So if we see her put more weight on the bar, we know she's made it to exactly where she wants to be, and she's going to try and get a few reps.
Starting to fatigue, 60 seconds left. She's trying to stay tight. You can see Rogers now really holding the bottom of his squat. Bang, stuck at the bottom here, battling, and he gets up.
Oh, that's exciting.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Daniel counted it or not. We'll have to see.
You have to show control.
You have to have control. Rogers
Rogers
bringing his 2 feet together, spends a lot of time working on his lifts, really takes good pride in having the form top notch.
Ben just had a really pretty lift there. Come on, Rogers. Up, up, up.
30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds. Every rep counts. One rep makes a big difference in your standing.
One thing I like about Jen is she stays so stoic throughout her lifts. Watch her face. The strain is absent. Control. Methodical. Here, look at that face. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's in complete control. 10 seconds left. They're pushing her to get that last rep.
She's worked so hard for this.
Up, and there it is. Wow.
What a great lift.
Not often you see Dan Rogers on the floor after a workout. He worked hard. That was a great hit. I'd be interested to see the numbers. If we could get those numbers in, maybe. What an exciting night. What an exciting night.
For you. That is an exciting night. Any predictions for next week, what we're going to see?
Oh, wow. You know what? I thought for sure we'd see a deadlift this week. Not the case.
No.
We were a bit off.
Yeah.
We were a bit off. That's okay. You know what I would like to see? All you HQers out there. I'd like to see pull-ups.
Yeah, me not so much.
But you know what? Actually, that brings up a good point as to male-dominated and female-dominated workouts. With a workout like this, generally you, at home you might be wondering, how did they come up with the weights? Supposed to be is it 66% or 60% for the women?
That's a great point. We haven't mentioned that. Right. So any weight the males are using, the women should be using around 66% of that.
66%. Now, in a workout like this, it's a little bit less. They've tailored it to probably the average woman.
Yeah.
Right? No, none. That's none whatsoever. I didn't mean it that way. Across the board, so that everyone can get a piece of this action.
That's exactly right. They wanted everybody to be able to participate.
That's
so
right.
45 pounds allowed. Even tonight, our beginner Becca to participate.
That's right. As opposed to next week, if you had a body weight workout, something like pull-ups, you hear around the gym that a pull-up is a bit of a more difficult movement for a woman to complete.
True.
Right? So something like that, if next week, let's say if it was a workout, 5-minute max pull-ups. I don't think anybody would be too happy about that.
No. Hands would get cut up.
Hands would bleed.
Yeah.
A lot, maybe some tears. Maybe some tears.
But I think,
Yeah.
actually, I think since we've had 2 workouts with 1 movement, next week I would love to see what's called a chipper.
Yes, that brings up a great point. 3 or more movements in a workout for a great duration of time, usually 15 to 20 minutes, with a small to medium rep count, where a high pace is encouraged the whole way through.
That's right. I'll give you an example of a chipper for those of you who are at home. 50 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, 30 pull-ups, 20 front squats, 10 burpees. Would that be a chipper?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. That's your workout.
I know. I don't think we'll see burpees again in the competition.
No, that's one thing about CrossFit, especially over this 5-week open period. You see one movement and it's gone.
Yeah.
Very rare. I don't anticipate to see the snatch or the burpee again, which is actually a good thing.
It's true. Because that's what we're all about, is being constantly varied. Who's good at everything? That's what we're trying to find out.
And let's be honest, after doing 60 to 90 snatches in 10 minutes and over 100 burpees in 7, or roughly around 100 burpees in 7 minutes, you don't want to do those again. You're done. You're done.
And what I'm excited for the viewers at home is when we do get to a workout that has 3 or 4 movements in it, what's interesting is watching the transition from one exercise to the next, from rushing from one thing to the next, back to something else. It's maybe a bit more exciting.
And a lot of the time you see a lot of veteran CrossFitters shine in a workout like that because they've been around the gym longer. They understand those workouts. They understand the pacing between movements to get from point A to point B. If that's a rest period for you, or if that's a period to get there quicker and get a few more reps than your competitors. So a big division to look out for in a workout like that. Let's say if a chipper comes out, I'm sure we'll see one in the next 3 weeks, but it's the Masters division. 45 plus.
Yep.
And not to be underlooked by any stretch of the means. It's a very competitive division with some amazing athletes, such as Karen Marshall.
The numbers that the Masters are putting up this year are insane compared to last year.
Every year with CrossFit, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The weights this year for this workout in particular for the Masters men starts at 45 pounds up to 75 pounds to 100 to 120. For the women, it's 35, 55, 75, 90 pounds.
That's right. Still, big numbers.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
There's no way to it's not that HQ is taking it easy on absolutely anybody in the gym. There's no favoritism. There's nothing like that. If you are a CrossFitter, you must pay the price.
It's true, and I cannot wait to see what it is next week in store for us. So thank you for joining us for week number 2. Join us next week for week number 3 for the CrossFit Open from Reebok CrossFit Firepower. Mitch Creasy, Kim Smith, TV Cogeco. We'll see you next week.
Hi.
Hi.
Just doing a red spot check. Have you any alcohol to drink tonight? Just a few.
Just a few? You just pull over here, right behind this cruiser here.
Everyone knows not to drive drunk. But what if you just had a few?
Right this way.
Ontario has had roadside suspensions for drivers in the worn range for years. Now in Ontario, drivers with a blood alcohol concentration from 0.05 to 0.08 lose their license immediately for 3 to 30 days. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.